Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I was really looking forward to this movie. I had hoped that this would be a huge improvement on the 2016 fiasco that I hated. And to be honest, that one is my least favorite superhero movie ever. And since we're getting lots of superhero movies from both Marvel as well as DC, that's uh, like, that means a lot. I mean, if that is the very least favorite, excuse me, if that is my least favorite, um, but yes, the Suicide Squad, not to be confused with just Suicide Squad, wasn't that great. I'll be very honest. Also, I am not in the DC camp, or neither am I in the Marvel camp. I have enjoyed the Marvel movies a lot more. However, I guess as a kid, I must have read a lot more DC comics because I was a big Batman and Superman fan. Um, yeah, but the Marvel comics, the Marvel movies are way better. Although I don't hate the DC movies, in fact I like most of them. But just comparison wise, so I just want to get that out of the way. I am in neither camp. You make a good movie, I'm going to enjoy it. So this time around, we have Idris Elba, Margot Robbie's returning from the previous movie. John Cena, who I don't know why they want to make him an actor. Joel Kinnaman, Sylvester Stallone. I was very surprised. I did not know that he was providing the voice for the Sharkman. Viola Davis, David Dastmalchian. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. Daniela Melchior, Michael Rooker, Jay Courtney, Peter Capaldi, Alice Braga, and Pete Davidson, along with Nathan Fillion. Now, this is the whole reason that why I wanted to watch this movie, and why I wanted to do really well, because Nathan Fillion is one of my favorite actors, TV actors especially. Although he's been in a couple of movies here and there, a few movies here and there, including something like Slither, and of course the Serenity movie that came after Firefly. So I loved him, and big fan of his from Firefly. Um, a little performance that he had in Buffy. Um, he was in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. He was the. I was thinking of the first time I actually saw him in anything. And then, of course, Castle, and now The Rookie. So I was really looking forward to seeing him having a big role, maybe like in an ensemble cast. However, his performance is very tiny. It's just a very little snippet, not snippet, but he's just there for a couple of scenes. As is Jay Courtney and Michael Rooker and others. So very surprised that they went that route, but then I was extremely disappointed from that point onwards, and the rest of the movie wasn't that great for me. Um, but seriously, I was really surprised that Sylvester Stallone was the voice. In fact, I think the Shark Boy might have been my favorite, especially towards the end. Yeah, Nanue King Shark. That's the name of that character. Couple of the people in the who are Viola Davis's subordinates, and who do a little bit of a traitor role against her in the end. I think they were pretty good. They little bit of comedy kept over there. This movie is, of course, directed by James Gunn, produced by DC Films, and is we have a small role by Taika Waititi, but I don't think he's actually he wasn't in the writing stage or direction stage or anything like that. Yeah, James Gunn both directed and wrote this movie, but let me tell you, this is in one of my favorites. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of like a lot of gore for a superhero movie of this sort. Um, I don't mind that, to be honest. In fact, I actually feel there should be and would be a lot of that. However, it doesn't really save the movie as such. Um, I was surprised they killed off Joel Kinnaman's character, because I think he was pretty good in his role in the previous film and in this movie as well. That is the sad part. The heart of the movie is, of course, by this young lady. I have never seen her before in anything else. I'll have to check and see if she's playing the rat catcher. Um, Weird superhero to have to be able to control rats and make them do your bidding. Um, but yeah, she basically is the heart of the movie as described on, like, in what I read. And yes, she does do a tremendous role. Oh, sorry, she's Portuguese. I actually thought she was probably Mexican. She's a Portuguese actress. I don't think I've seen her in anything else. Apparently, she does the voiceover for excuse me, Spider Gwen in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's a movie I haven't watched yet. I really need to get to that eventually. And I don't think I've seen her in anything else. So yeah, surprising, but I think she did a fine job. She does come out as being the kind of like the heart and soul of the movie. But I thought Joel Kinnaman's point is also here. The one news I knew before going into this movie about what's going to happen what's going to happen later on, is that John Cena is getting a TV show spin-off of his character Peacemaker. Odd, it looked like he was killed, but he wasn't killed, and so the end of the movie they actually do show that. It's one of the spoilers. I'm pretty sure most of you would have watched this movie by now. I just watched it this afternoon, but in case you haven't, yeah, that's one of the spoilers, so I will mention that. Yeah, and he does that little bit of a villainous sort of villainous turn, I can say, but him killing Joel Kinnaman's character, Rick Flag, Colonel Rick Flag, seemed a little bit of an odd choice, but then they killed off a lot of the members of the Suicide Squad, so yeah. So apparently Idris Elba plays Robert Dubois, I think that's how you pronounce it. Bloodsport, he was, Will Smith couldn't appear, and therefore he, as Deadshot. So initially he was cast to replace Will Smith, but in the end he became a new character altogether called Bloodsport, who is in the comics as well. Like I mentioned, all these names are very new to me. I had never heard of something known as a Suicide Squad. I hadn't heard of any of these characters. Did I like any of the new ones? Yeah, I did like the TDK, that's Nathan Fillion's character, sorry, not Nathan Killian, Nathan Fillion's character, where the detachable kid, he can remove his arms, detach his arms. They seem to be like almost like one of those old model types, and he can go and hit people while being in one pose. But of course, he, along with a lot of the others, Jay Courtney's character, what was that guy? The Weasel, played by Sean Gunn, and I'm not sure if he's actually related to. Yeah, he is the younger brother of James Gunn, and so that character, we think he gets killed, but in the end finds out that he's actually alive, just like John Cena's character. So overall, and David Dastmalchian, I think he did a good job as well. Nothing really stand out, but I do like his superpowers when he finally started using it to good effect. So there was that. Did I miss out anyone? Michael Rooker, no idea why they actually brought him into this role. They were going to kill him off very quickly, but just added on to the star power for the movie. But same for Nathan Fillion, of course. Like, I think Nathan Fillion is just a grown-up kid, or just a big kid. He would actually be happy to play any sort of superhero role, even if it's for like 10-15 minutes. I think he enjoyed himself. So I'm not a fan of Jay Courtney. Peter Capaldi, I know he used to be part of the, he was the Doctor. He was one of the doctors in Doctor Who. However, I've never seen Doctor Who, and I have no interest. Whatever clips I've seen, British sci-fi doesn't seem, with the comedy mix in it, doesn't seem to be anything that I actually want to watch. He plays the thinker, the lead scientist of the Project Starfish. Um, there's this big starfish. Sorry, is it starfish? Yeah. There is this big starfish alien creature which is there in the mix. So yeah, there are some spoilers in this. I'm not going to say any more. Overall, special effects were great. Fighting scenes were great. Shootouts and all those things were pretty good. Margot Robbie's character, I haven't mentioned hers. I'm not a big fan of hers. I mean, she's okay. I just don't see the hype around her, and I don't really get the hype around her character, Harley Quinn, either. But I must say that she's way better in this movie than in the previous one. The way she gets out of, being tied up and all that stuff, that was pretty good. But I just don't get her. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I don't really like her that much. I haven't watched the Harley Quinn and the movie that she and a couple of other women are acting in. What is that movie called? There's another movie that's in my list, but I yet to actually sit down and watch that movie. She's in a lot of stuff recently, right? Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I think that's the name of the movie. I haven't watched that yet. I don't really remember it being like what the reviews are of that particular movie. I have actually avoided it since I have not watched it. So I will try and watch that pretty soon. But overall, I think I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5. Did I enjoy it? It's kind of hard. They attempted a lot of humor in the James Gunn style, but to be honest, I felt a lot of them actually fell flat. I wasn't. I don't know. Sorry. If you were a fan of this movie, I apologize. Not really. Yeah, to each his own. I wasn't really that impressed. 6.5 out of 10. Thank you. Bye.